Evening everyone, and welcome to part 8 of Infernum, where in today's episode I will defeat the Destroyer and Cryogen. So to start off with, I start building a grass farm so I can farm some more mushrooms for more regeneration potions, because I'm going to need them. Right, now I'm planting in the actual grass seeds, but before I do anything else, I head over to the desert to take out some sand elementals or some forbidden fragments, because they make a couple of useful items. I think it's actually just one useful item, but, well, not really that useful, but I wanted to try it out. Yeah, here's the fight against the sand elemental, using the needler here. So it does this thing where it shoots the dust clouds that explode into spirit flames. So you just fly over those and run away from the spirit flames. Really quite simple. And then the sand tornadoes, you just fly above or below. Yeah, you can actually dodge basically this entire fight by moving in a horseshoe shape. To be honest, the interrupting dune splices are actually more difficult than the fight itself, but yeah, I have to do this a couple of times so I can get several forbidden fragments. Managed to take out another one, and then a die. I die again. And I believe I managed to take out a third one, so I have enough forbidden fragments to go home and use the power of journey mode to duplicate them. And then I'm quite low on titanium, and when I mean quite low I mean I have none, so I just head over back to the caves to get some. Then I grab some titanium up and then make the titanium railgun and the mineral mortar. The titanium railgun is basically just your very own death laser, which is very nice. Has good piercing and ridiculously high damage per hit. It does like 600 damage or something ridiculous like that. And then the mineral mortar, it's like the very first rocket launcher. Your railgun is really good piercing, so I'll be using this for the Destroyer. So then I'll take some Souls of Night, a shotgun and some dark shards to make an Onyx blaster that I won't really use because compared to the other weapons in Calamity, it's just not very good. It's really good in vanilla, but it doesn't quite hold up in Calamity. But after that, I start hunting for the Daedalus Stormbow from the Hallowed Mimics. Not too bad of a fight, to be fair. And then it does take several tries to get the Stormbow. Skill issue. Yeah, I have a skill issue along the way, but eventually I do manage to get the Daedalus Stormbow. And after that I head into the Frozen Caverns to get some essences of Helium so I can make the Cryo Key for Cryogen. With that in hand, with the Cryo Key in hand, I start building the arena for Cryogen. The thing with Cryogen is I don't actually beat it quite yet. I do it after the Destroyer. So here's the first couple of attempts. So first, these circles of icicles I do really struggle with initially. Like, the circles of icicles are quite difficult to dodge for me. So yeah, just enjoy a quick death montage. Well, there's several, I think. Then, after dying to Cryogen a lot, I head back. I head down into the underground jungle to get some life fruits. After grabbing the remaining life fruits, because I got a few while hunting for the Needler in last episode, so I duplicate the life fruits with journey mode. Saves me having to get another 10. Then use them so I can get up to 560 life, because there's a bonus 60 from my wings. But anyway, here's a few Cryogen failed attempts. When I mean a few, I mean many. But anyway, I kind of got bored of, well, not bored of dying to the Destroyer. I was like, oh no, Cryogen. I was thinking, hey, this is probably going to be easier if I get the Mega Shark. So eventually I figure out, at some point I figure out the railgun does the most damage. Well, I suppose maybe the Pearlwood Bow does more, but it unleashes 5,000 million probes. So using the Pearlwood Bow is not a good idea. But anyway, it wasn't going very well, so I decided to do some fishing so I can get plenty of potions for the rest of the playthrough. They help tons in this episode. Especially. Yeah, I do die again. And again. But after that, here is the final attempt of the Destroyer, where I make use of the railgun, because it pierces and everything. But yeah, the Destroyer starts off just by dashing at you, and then spawns probes when you take out some of the segments. You can just fly up and down and then dash once it gets a bit close. Not too bad. Yeah, eventually it does this attack where it goes up and then drops a load of explosives. But yeah, now it's doing the laser wall attack, which you just go in between the lasers, and then the Destroyer spins around you, and then the probes dash at you, so to dodge that, just go in a circle yourself. It has this explosive attack, which feels really random, so I don't really know how specifically to explain dodging it. You just kind of got to run away and hope nothing hits you. And it's the laser walls again, and it's quite a clear telegraph, so it's not too bad. This bit, you just spin the circle so you don't get hit by the probes. And it enters this phase where it starts shooting all these lasers, and it looks way worse than it looks way worse than it actually is. You kind of just got to run away from the laser telegraphs. Then it enters the final phase where it gets crazy. It does this circle attack, circles around you while casting lasers at you. You literally just go in a circle and you avoid all of it. Not too bad. And there's the spiral of lasers again, and I managed to take out the Destroyer. Yeah, after I got the potions, it was really quite simple. But anyway, I open the bag and get some hallowed bars, as well as some souls of might. And then now I'm getting the shark fins that I need for the mega shark. And then I grab a few other materials and go make that. Then get some hallowed bars to make the hallowed armor, which gives a set bonus where it allows you to dodge an attack every 30 seconds, which is really nice. After that, get the hallowed point rounds, which are basically just a normal bullet, but they deal an additional 6 damage. So, are amazingly good with fast firing weapons with low base damage like the Mega Shark. So now that I have the Mega Shark in hand, I take on Cryogen again, and I managed to do it the first try after getting the Mega Shark and Hallowed Armor. So for these icicles you kind of just go up and down, or like jump to avoid them. And these circles, they're quite difficult to get the hang of, but these circles, you kind of just got to find the gap. It's not really a good way to explain it. And then there's these ice bombs, which you want to lead away from where you're going to go. You don't want to turn back on yourself and go run into those. Does the icicle thing again, so just fly up or fall down to avoid those. Dealing damage is quite difficult in this fight because of how much Cryogen moves around, so it's really difficult to hit. So if you have the option, try and get a homing weapon. You see, because I'm playing Ranger, I don't have any homing weapons at this point, because you eventually get chlorophyte bullets, but not yet. And then some of the attacks involve these ice pillars, so just try and look out for that. And then eventually it starts doing the circling around you and spawning icicles. So just go in a circle yet again. Seems like the circle method is it's powerful. And it does these dashes trailed by icicles, so just jump or fall to dodge the dash, and then dash in the other direction to avoid the icicles that come out. And then it's the ice pillars with the icicles again. I don't think I ran into the icicles, but I don't think it's a very good idea to run into them because they probably deal a lot of damage. That was a very redundant sentence. Anyway, it's doing the dash thing again. It can go really fast, so be careful, be aware of it when it's coming. And it's doing the circle the player and do icicles and spawn icicles again. I'm not very good at naming attacks. And does the dashes again. And then in the later parts of the fight, it does this Aurora Spirit attack. So try and use your vertical movement here, because it becomes difficult to dodge if you are just doing your horizontal movement. Like, they really intercept horizontal movement, so move vertically. If you couldn't tell already, this I tried doing unscripted to see how it would go, because writing a script takes a while, and I felt that while doing these videos, I deviated from the script quite a bit. So I thought here that I might as well try and go without a script and see how it goes. It's going quite well at this point in the video. Also, I've edited this video to be faster paced than my normal videos. There's a lot to get through here, and there probably will be for like all of hard mode. And then in the final phase, it's doing this derping out attack. That's not my name for the attack, I think that's the official name for the attack. And it's doing the icicle circle thing again, where you literally can't hit it. I swear I've missed like 90% of my shots. If I landed every shot, this would have been over in like a couple of minutes, but 5-minute fight because I can't hit any of my shots. I feel bad for anyone who's trying to do a sniper rifle playthrough. But anyway, I managed to take out Cryogen, and I make the Hallowed Repeater, which I forgot to make earlier, but is a pretty solid weapon. I don't think it's better than the Mega Shark, but it's still quite good. So to go with this weapon, I decided to farm some corrupt mimics to get the Putrid scent, so I can upgrade one of my magic quivers into a Stalker's Quiver. And I've just realised I've been moving the mic really far away. But anyway, now that Cryogen's defeated, I can go get some cryonic ore in the underground snow biome. My entire snow biome got astral infected, I mean. But after getting some cryonic ore, I head back up and make cryonic bars, the ornate shield, and the Virium bolts, and the Dark Echo Greatbow. The Dark Echo Greatbow shoots two arrows at once, but it's really quite slow. However, Virium bolts are like really good. Basically, Virium bolts give you this stacking damage effect. Alright, anyway, I can contaminate the corruption next to my base. Although, that's it for today's video, so see you lot in the next one.